What is going on, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Jump Ball with Josh. I'm your host, Josh Amese, and I'm ready to talk more basketball with you. It's hot here today, 41 degrees, but we're going to push through. I'm feeling good, got a lot of energy, so let's get into it. Today we're going to talk about my legit title contenders for the NBA season, and then at the end I'll give out my Massey's Man of the Week. This is the fourth one. We've had Rudy win it, we've had Kawhi win it, we've had Russell Westbrook. So stay tuned to find out who will be my Man of the Week. But first I wanted to get in and just say a lot of prayers and a lot of well wishes out to our superstars of the game that have gone down with injuries over the last week. We lost Jimmy Butler to an MCL injury, or ACL injury for the season. We recently just saw Devin Booker go down with an ankle injury. He left the arena on crutches. Jalen Green just come back from a hamstring, and he's gone down with another hamstring strain that's made him miss 41 games. Giannis with a calf strain is expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Ja Morant with an elbow injury is expected to miss 3 weeks. And then this is on top of us already missing guys like Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Halliburton. We're missing Davis out there. There's plenty more, but so just, the game is much better when all of our stars are healthy, they're playing, and we get to see them on a night-to-night basis. So really just wishing well wishes for them all. Get back to the game, get back healthy, and hopefully we see you soon. But yeah, especially for Devin Booker, he's been having a tear this season. Got the Suns up there looking like a playoff team, so yeah. But the message goes to everyone: get back, get right, get healthy, and hopefully see you guys in the near future. Obviously, Jimmy will be back next season, but yeah, the rest of yous, can't wait to see you back on the court. The other thing I wanted to quickly touch on is the other night watching the game. It was the Philadelphia 76ers and the Rockets, and the absolute howler of a missed call on Tyrese Maxey with the goaltending. And I think the officiating is always going to get scrutinised, but when you're missing blatant calls like that and there's no system or protocol in place where you can go back and review that, because that was totally the wrong call. If you don't know what happened, for context, Tyrese Maxey went up for a layup, bounced off the backboard, and then it got blocked. It was a clear goaltend, but it didn't get called. The game would go into overtime and Philadelphia would win, but that pretty much would have sealed it for the 76ers. So just the officiating, there's been a few, especially against Philly today, against the Knicks. There was probably a spot there in the last 2 minutes where a few no calls went away, didn't go the way of Philly. So yeah, just wanted to touch on that quickly and just say the league needs to do something about that goaltending rule and be able to review all of those decisions regardless, especially one like that. But anyway, let's touch on now my legit contenders for the championship this year. And this is teams that I look at and would say, let's put my money on this team or put my money on that team. Or, this is, you could say everybody in the West top 6 could be contenders. If this guy gets right or if their offense clicks, then they can be contenders. But this is the teams that have played well through this season. They have some aspect that makes me think, righto, this is a championship team, and I would put money on them and so forth. So the first one is clearly the reigning champions. They've got the MVP. That's OKC Thunder. They're 37-9, 20-3 at home. They got a positive points differential of 13.3 with the 4th ranked offense and the 1st ranked defense. And this one's clear cut. Obviously, the calendar turned over, and OKC, they've struggled this year. They just lost Jalen Williams to a hamstring as well, so hopefully he gets better and gets back. They've missed Hartenstein for a lot of the year, but Shea has just been able to do a lot of great things offensively. He's shooting the mid range from at an all time high. Just no one can stop him there. Chet is starting to come a two-way beast. Probably going to win Defensive Player of the Year, and they're a physical team. They're a really physical team. They've got a lot of dogs that play tough defense. They'll turn you over. They'll get in. They make you feel uncomfortable. Over a 7-game series, this is a team that's just gonna really hound at you and really be on your back all game. So this team, it just says itself. They won the championship last year. They haven't lost much in terms of where they are and how much of a tough matchup they are. I think that they've had some rough patches, but they've been able to bounce back and to still be 37-9 after going, I think it was 6-6 this year. They've come into 2026. They've taken a bit of a beating, but they're still pushing. So I can see them definitely getting to that postseason and getting healthy and turning back the clock on last year's performance and learning from what they did last year. So right now, Thunder are my number one. My next team, and this would be my second favourite for a legit contender, is the Denver Nuggets. 31-15, 12-8 at home. They've got a positive points differential of 4.5. First ranked offense, 24th ranked defense. And you look at this team, and they've just had so many injuries this year. They've had Gordon miss a period of time, Christian Brown miss a lot of time. They've had Jokic go down clearly, and they've just stayed afloat and they've got things done, and they're just Peyton Watson and Zeke Nagy and guys like that just being able to chip in. They've got Tim Hardaway on a very cheap contract, and he's balling out, and they look after the ball. They don't turn the ball over much. And I think once they get Jokic back, it's curtains for a lot of teams. They're gonna give a lot of teams grief. His offensive game is impeccable. His two-man game with Jamal Murray, the pick and roll, really complements what they do. And defensively, I think they can hold their own in a 7-game series. They're not going to be a team that's going to steal the ball, and they're not going to block a lot of shots, but they are going to. They will be on you, and they will match up correctly, and all of those stuff. They'll guard the 3-point line. They've got a lot of young bodies flying around, so I think they are the next legit contender, and a Thunder Nuggets series would be great. You've got two offensive threats in Jokic and Shea that would really just go at each other, bucket for bucket. You got Jamal Murray and Chet, who are the two man, they're the option two that can really hold their own too. So a fully healthy team in the series of Thunder and Nuggets would be very close. And that's why I've got Nuggets at number 2. I just think that right now they're doing a lot of good things without their star. Wait till they get their star back. My third ranked team is another Western Conference team, and that's the San Antonio Spurs. They're 31-14 at home, 31-14 on the season, 16-5 at home, positive points differential of 5.5, 8th ranked offense and the 3rd ranked defense. I'll start off with my concern, is that this is a young Spurs team. They're very young. They haven't been to the postseason deep together. and it might show once they come to a team like the Thunder or the Nuggets who have had a bit more postseason experience. But when you've got Wemby on your side, anything's possible. They're turning the ball over, they're turning you over, they're making you uncomfortable on the ball, and then they're doing a lot of things behind Wemby, but those three guards, Fox, Castle, Harper, they're just bringing a lot of different dimensions to the game. You think of guys like Champagny, Keldon Johnson. They just complement Victor Wembanyama so well. And I think once you get to the postseason and Vic gets a feel for the game and how it plays, that it's going to be a tough matchup. But the youth is the issue right now. This team will only get better with time, and age will mature this team very well, and they'll be like fine wine. But yeah, they're rebounding the ball defensively very well, and obviously that you've got a 7-foot monster in Wemby that who's going to out rebound him. So yeah, I look forward to seeing the Spurs team in the postseason and seeing what they can do, seeing how the young fellas are, the rookies, how they complement the game and how they can adjust to the postseason. Obviously, it's going to be a different style of game. Teams are going to throw a lot more different looks at you in the postseason, so very interested to see that one. Moving on to my fourth and final team, and this is a team out east. It's my only team out east, and it's the Detroit Pistons. They're sitting top of the East at 32-12. They are 17-5 at home, and they've got a positive points differential of 6.9. 13 ranked offense and second ranked defense. And a lot of what Detroit are doing is without Cade right now. He's obviously been injured, but when they've had Cade, they don't look any worse. Cade obviously makes them a lot better. The two-man game with him and Jalen Duren has really worked really well. He's taken leaps. You think about guys like Asar and Ron Holland are just gritty defenders. And this team will be like the Thunder. In the postseason, they're just going to be bodies. It'll be like a boxing match against them. They're just going to be putting bodies on you. They're just going to be playing real physical defense. Beef Stew's going to be in there just really disrupting people. And the same concerns I have for the Spurs, I have for this Pistons team, is that they're still a younger team getting to know each other. Obviously, last season probably worked in their benefit. The first little bit of playoffs for Cade and guys like that. So there's a world in this easy East where I see them walk into the finals, depending on what happens with the Knicks and the Celtics. They are two teams to watch out for, but the Knicks right now have just been hit and miss. But this team could really, really get some good playoff experience early, and if they get comfortable, they're a team to watch out for. They're a legit contender, and that is just on the back of their defense, how they play defensively. They can keep you to 85, 90 points while still scoring 100, and they do it on both ends, and they're just a team that you don't want to get into a dogfight with, and that's what the playoffs is most of the time, is a dogfight. So yeah, there goes my four teams that I believe are legit contenders at this point in the season, halfway through. As the season goes on, that could open up or it could tighten up. We'll keep touch of that. To round off the show now, it's time to give out Massey's Man of the Week. As I said to you, there's been guys like Rudy, Kawhi, Russell Westbrook have won it. I've gone for a different flavour this week. It's a younger guy, and it's a guy on a team that has been struggling, but he's impacted winning. They've won 4 in a row. The Chicago Bulls. It's Kobe White. He's averaging 22 points over the last 4 games, shooting 51% from 3, and he's been assisting the ball, 4.5 assists, so that playmaking is part of his game, but just the impact that he's had on winning. He's shooting well, he's taking smart shots, he's efficient, he's not turning the ball over. And when you talk about a guy that you want to win Player of the Week, you want a guy that's impacting winning, who is also, doing the main lift, and that's what Kobe White has done. And I think he's elevating his stock, pushing close to the deadline. There could be a potential move for Kobe White, and he's doing his value no harm. So yeah, shout outs to Kobe White, man. Keep balling, keep pushing. Congratulations. You are the 4th Messages Man of the week. If you love this content, if you like this content, please make sure you like and subscribe so you don't miss out. I do shorts, I do shorter videos, and I do these podcasts just about basketball. It's a free way to support the channel. I'm active on Twitter, so head over there. It's Jumpball Josh. I'm always over there. If you have any questions or topics or takes that you want covered, drop them in the comments or send them to me on Twitter. I'm always open. I want this to be a good community where we can talk about basketball. I love just talking and conversating about anything to do with basketball, or just anything. Just, reach out. I appreciate you being here. We're going to keep on pushing. Trade deadline is around the corner. Hopefully we get some good, solid trade news this week where we can conversate about. But until then, cheers.